Welcome to the Salvador Dali painting / mountain bike trail called Guacamole. Located near the town of Hurricane, Utah, this trail, if you can truly call it that, lies atop a mesa. The trail segments have mouth-watering names. Margarita, without or with salt on the rim. Guacamole, of course. Lime with a twist. Holy guacamole! More on the possible origin of the system name in a bit. We're having guacamole for breakfast.
Whoo-wee! That is some crunchy ice.
The trail starts with what can only be described as a moonscape, and then just gets crazier as you proceed inward.
What happens if you ride over here? You go, ah!
Okay, this marks the start. Salt on the rim took us some time to find, but it starts at this unusual looking rock. This trail takes you precipitously close to the mesa's edge. Don't look at the cliff. You go where you look.
Kate's reminded us, don't look at the cliffs, because the bike goes where you look. And if you look at the cliff, you will fall over down into the crevasse. That took a little focus.
Yeah. And that's like practice for Gooseberry.
Oh, yeah? Nope, nothing sketchy about that at all. Easy peasy. As long as you don't fall off. Easy peasy. Whoops. See? Look where you want to go.
That's as close to the edge as I want to be.
Hand up.
We rode Gooseberry later in our trip, and I actually think Salt on the Rim is sketchier than Gooseberry's south rim.
Good time.
Yeah. As an intermediate rider, I thought everything up to Holy Guacamole was pretty rideable. And if you can't ride something, there are often alternative lines. Really good practice. You never really get going more than 3 miles an hour on this trail. It's so technical. I thought the views off Salt on the Rim were amazing. These are even more amazing.
Different amazing.
Different amazing. Yeehaw. I shall go around. We want to go this way towards that looks like a cinder cone. I'm betting that's an old volcanic cinder cone. So it turns out that is a cinder cone. It's pretty obvious if you take another look at the Google Earth image. This volcano erupted 120,000 years ago, and it's not likely to erupt again, from what I read. What's really interesting is that I saw a blog refer to this mound as the Big Avocado. I couldn't confirm this anywhere else, but this green-tinged cinder cone is possibly what gave the trail system its name. These undulating rocks, which form a hard protective layer atop the mesa, correspond to something called the Shinarump conglomerate. This compacted mass of sand and pebbles dates to the Triassic period. So it's kind of a trip that these little pebbles scattered all around are actually like fixed to the larger rocks. And Mickey observed that they're probably just embedded in the rock and it's weathered away to the point where they're exposed, but they don't move. There's also petrified wood to be found here, particularly along Holy Guacamole. As you approach Holy Guacamole, the rocks become larger and more sculptural. The terrain also gets progressively harder to ride. It also, I think, becomes more difficult to spot the cairns against the backdrop of rocks. Holy Guacamole is the most technical segment of the trail, but also the most surreal, with its gauntlet of stony faces, watching your every move.
Follow the stones. The stones will lead the way.
So as you've probably read online, navigating this trail system can be a pain. The trail is marked pretty well by cairns, but they're easy to lose track of against the rocky backdrop. There are also these orange paint cans, which we think mark the intersection of different trails. I have to say the dot system used throughout Gooseberry was much easier to follow.
Where art thou, trail? You know, some dots would be helpful.
This is us backtracking to find salt on the rim.
Are we going the right way? This is going backwards. Where's the trail? I've lost the trail. I think it goes to the left here, because there's a rock right there, but no, it doesn't go that way. Ha ha ha!
Lost in a sea of rock.
That is correct.
Oh, tire tracks. The other issue we encountered was on the road to the trailhead. This is footage of us leaving. Don't go down there. Now the road out here is a solid, decent dirt road. It's just that the last few hundred feet incline sharply and are in the constant shade of the mesa. So if you're here during the winter, be aware that this one section maybe covered in snow and ice, when the rest of the road is not. In summary, you need to visit this place. It's amazing, freaky, unearthly, phantasmorgical. Great location for a science fiction movie, if you ask me.
Ah, we are back on Margarita. I could use a margarita right about now. I think the one thing this trail system is missing is chips and salsa. And it could be just because I'm thinking about chips and salsa right now. Because I think some chips and salsa with my guacamole and margarita with a salted rim would be so yummy. So yummy.